the end of the day, I really don't think you can know when you're going to find love and whatnot. And it's really crazy. I'm sitting here wearing my sweatshirt, protect, honor, love the black woman, right? But yeah, here I am. Period. But here I am advocating for. Yeah,
you could be both.
But here I am advocating for the opposite, right? I don't blame anybody for finding love like outside of it. I think the notion comes when you're dating somebody who's I think when you're dating somebody who's clearly against your people, and you're so willingly standing with them no matter what, that you just look like, okay, well, it's either you're with us or you're against us, and it's not a line that you particularly drew or your people drew, but the person that you're dating kind of drew. So you have that factor. Then you have black men. I'm gonna take it from this angle. Black men, particularly dating outside their race. I just don't understand why we feel the need to like bash the people with like the women within our race if like because when we're dating somebody outside of it. Black women y'all have a lot of strengths. Y'all have a lot of things that may not necessarily be the greatest things for black men, but I just don't agree with the whole notion of shitting on your own kind because you're not necessarily fully attracted or you had bad experiences. So I don't think you should be called anti-black, but by the same token, you should also let people know that you're not anti-black.
Yes.
Stand with your people.
Yeah. Go ahead. I was just gonna say I don't think it's anti-black at all. However, I feel like if you strictly only will date people outside of your race, that's an internal issue, in my opinion. Like, I feel like if you say, I don't date black women, I'll date anything but black women, or I only date white women, or whatever, and you're saying explicitly, I do not date like people of my own race, like, you have an issue. That's a little bit of anti-blackness to me. But
so if it's a black man because it's his race.
Yeah, or even a black woman saying, oh, I don't date black men at all, like, I feel like that's an issue and you need to like go to therapy or something, because that's not right. But I feel like if you want to date outside your race, do what you want. I mean, I'm sure it's hard because a lot of people are just undercover racists or prejudiced, or if they're not, their family is. So I just don't really know how people navigate through that. I have not dated outside my race because I just feel like it'll be hard for a person who's not a black man to relate to me and my family. But some black women find men who can, fit in with their family, stuff like that. But I could never. I can't.
I think that I do agree with both of you guys. I think that obviously this is not anti-black just because they date outside their race. I think, we have to think about the actions that come with certain people of higher, I guess, famous people when it comes to them dating outside of their race, and the image that they portray. That how they like a white woman because that's quote unquote better, or it makes them feel like they are better because they're with a white woman versus a black woman. And yes, there are certain athletes that have black wives and they're trying to combat that narrative, but we have to be cognizant of the fact that there are people out here that are putting the narrative like, oh, I'm better because I dated or I have kids with, or I married a white woman, a Spanish woman, anything other than a black woman, right? I definitely agree with you when saying, like, if you have a thing where you're like, I don't date this race, right? And you're that race. That's crazy to me, because when I look at, like, who do I love and how do I love, like, I don't feel that I look at race as a thing. I may look at features, and maybe that's what's related to race,